with you, and thank you for making the time and the effort to come through to our studios here in Muizenberg.
Good morning to you and also to the listeners. Now, my job is twofold. One is to educate, and if you listen carefully, when you get to work, you can speak around the coffee machine and also sound a lot more clever than you normally are. But it gives you kudu points. That helps. And the persons that I want to talk about today, I want to start off with central bank, and I want to talk about commercial bank, and I want to talk about the cost of debt.
Now, when you say central bank, you refer to the South African Reserve Bank,
That's right? They're right. They are the central bank of the country,
Okay.
but we know them as the Reserve Bank.
Yes. And do they have all the gold bars in their basement?
No, they don't have it there. It is there, but not in that building. It's in a different building. That'll be the mint.
Oh,
That will keep the gold.
Keep the gold. Yes.
Interesting.
And that is really a good place to visit if you know how to get the gold out there right now. That kind of price where it was
Yo.
$35 an ounce to now thousands
Of
of dollars per ounce.
It's
It
incredible,
is
hey?
an excellent buy.
Does that mean, just jumping off topic quickly, Nico, does that mean that we as South Africa are actually in a good space to pay off our massive international debt because we've got gold in our soil?
No, it means we have more or less taken most of the gold that is easily available.
Out of
Now
the
we've got to
ground.
go very deep. So what we now do is we buy gold mines in the countries around us where you can still get to gold.
I see.
Okay.
But this government knows how to spend money.
Oh, yeah,
So
true.
that doesn't mean we're rich.
True story.
It means
The
the riches are
politicians.
there and it's gone before we
Yes,
even
exactly.
get to enjoy it.
Sure. Okay, but back to the topic on hand.
Okay, once or 4 times a year, the Reserve Bank meets. And they have long discussions which are technical, and I'm not going to bore you with what they look at. But at the end of it, they announce what the repo rate will be. And they will either make the repo rate more expensive or they will make the repo rate lower. So that's what they're announcing.
And the repo rate meaning the repossession.
No, that's
Cost.
the rate at which the commercial banks will pay them for money that the commercial banks need from them.
Oh, okay.
So they're the only ones who really listen to that bit
Okay.
and do that
Makes
analysis.
sense, yeah.
So now the commercial banks know what it's going to cost them when they go to the central bank and say, I need money. Now they borrow and lend and do that every single evening. They've got
Okay.
to settle their debts at night.
Oh, really? Their
So-
debts with the central bank.
That's right.
Okay.
Because they're always going to run out of cash.
Okay.
So they're going to go there and they're going to say, I need 200 million today.
Mm.
And then once a week, the central bank will actually auction bonds, and that's also related to this.
Okay.
So that figure is very, very important.
Yeah.
So now they know what it's going to cost them. And then they add 3.5% to that. And they create what they call the prime lending rate.
Yeah.
And if you push them and say, what's this loan going to cost me? They will say it's prime minus 1 or prime plus 1 or prime plus 2.
And is that percentage or is
That's
that like
plus percentage.
Okay.
But that's what it would be like if candy floss was free and flowed down the street. It's not going to be reality.
No, exactly.
And it's going to confuse you when you make your purchases. In reality, some of you who end up buying things on debt are paying prime plus 35.
Percent.
You just don't know it.
Oh, wow. Why? Because of the complicated system.
Because of the complicated system and because you don't do your homework.
Oh, and because the bank is trying to make as much money as possible.
That's right. Because also remember, when you're buying stuff from Morkel's or Lewis stores or whatever, they're the worst culprits. They're the ones who add the most
Oh, you're right.
onto the debts.
Yes.
And their card says, this is the deposit and this is so much per month.
Yeah.
They don't total that up and say, of the price, you're paying 40% just the interest. They forget to tell you that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now they're at Davos and the government is trying to impress big business,
Okay.
international business. and they want international business to bring capital into the country. Now, what they are saying to international business is we're going to make the system clearer, that everybody knows where they are, and that will benefit the economy. And that's what big business wants to hear. So this is the platform that you use when you want to influence international capital, because we need massive injections of international capital.
Yeah.
So that is now announced. And in fact, if you were writing your student exam, post-matric, obviously university level, in mercantile law, you would have had a question around the themes of what I'm talking about today.
Okay. To see how many people actually understand it.
And if you were writing that same exam for farmers, that is even more important. You would have had that question appear.
Oh,
And if
wow.
you used what I told you today, you would have got about 40%.
Okay.
You would need to get more in-depth understanding of the topic to get a higher mark. But it is actually important, this theme. So now what happens, or what is likely to happen in future? You will see this beautiful bed that you want to buy. And instead of saying only so much as a deposit and so much per month, or only 6,000 rand, it will have to say, if it's cash, it is
This price.
6,000 rand. If you're buying it on debt,
Yeah. HP.
then it'll be repo plus 20%.
Oh, wow.
And this means of the final price, 40% would be because you're using debt.
Debt. Wow.
Now
Yeah.
that is going to influence
Very
how you make your decisions. It also means some of these money lenders are going to have to look carefully at the figures, sharpen their pencils, because now people are going to be competing on facts, not on just emotions.
Brilliant.
And that's why I believe this decision is actually going to be of benefit for any consumer in the future.
It's brilliant. I love it, Nico. And just to add, I'll never forget that as a child, my older brother, he took me and he said, look at this wonderful sound system. You know, it was back in the day where it had 2 cassette tapes, a CD player, nice speakers and all that kind of stuff. And he said, if you bought it from, you know, that furniture store, then if you bought it cash, it would be, let's say, 1,500 Rand. But you could do the option of just 250 Rand a month for 36 months. And he said, okay, come, bring the calculator. Let's work it out. How much does that equate to? And it's a shocking calculation. I mean, obviously, they wouldn't do it over 36 months. I think it was 12 months. But still, you end up paying close to twice the price for something that if you'd saved up and bought it cash would be way cheaper. So thank you for highlighting this for us, Nico. Really appreciate it. Have a good day.
Thank you.